Looking back in May 2018, I dealt with many different struggles in my personal life, my work life. Um, I was just in a weird dark space to where I didn't know what was next. I didn't know what to do. The struggles was more than I could bear, I would say, at least at the time. But I do know and still feel today that I didn't know where to go. I couldn't do the things that I'm doing now if it wasn't for Jesus accepting me the way I was, for accepting me for my sinfulness and being about self, my selfish reasons, even if that include doing it for my family. Well, what about everybody else? Because God always provide enough for us and our families and for others, but it stops with us. For some, it stops with the family, and it never extends past that. So when it comes down to why He created us and us learning what our purpose is, a lot of times that doesn't come to us because we're wrapped up in our own world. We're wrapped up in our own minds and our own hearts to where it's all about me. And when it comes down to living a purpose life, it extends much further than self, family, loved ones, friends. It goes to people that we don't know, we never met before. It extends further to other people, families, and seeing to it that whatever impact that we were created to bring upon this land, it is supposed to benefit them. It's supposed to give them opportunity, open doors for them, to help them where they are and get to where God is trying to take them. Ultimately, that's what it's about. And when we can't get past that, when we can't get past what we think and what we want to do and how we want to do it, how we want to live, the things we want to, the lifestyle we want to have, then that cuts off everything that God is trying to do through us, because we're vessels. You know what I mean? Like he's supposed to fill us up with Him, and we supposed to flood the world with all the things, the great work, the great love, the great mercy, and favor on others' lives. It's supposed to flow directly to him, her, or them abroad, or even within our communities. But it starts with the willingness to live it Christ's way, and it's the willingness to do all that He created us to do. And when we're not willing to do that, that cuts off the supply and the resources to others, the others that's waiting for it, the ones that have been calling on God and asking for a way out or whatever it is. Now they're prolonged with whatever it is they need. Yes, He can use someone else. Yes, He will use someone else if whoever He has assigned to us, when we're not willing to be obedient, when we're not willing to do what He has purposed us to do, then yes, like He will find a replacement, but He chose us. He chose you to be a light to, yes, the world, but to that family, to him, to that child. He chose you. He chose me for specific people, for specific duties. And when we're not willing to do it, then it's like, what about that family? Like, just imagine if you was at the store and you lost your wallet, right? And you buying like $200-300 worth of groceries. Well, this is your last $200-300, and your kids at home, like, there's no food there, and you lose your wallet. You go to check out and you don't have your wallet, so you can't pay for the food. Well, if you can't pay for the food, how your family gonna eat? What are you gonna do to get the money too? But they hungry now. What are you gonna do? Then someone walk up. Oh, don't worry about it, I got you. What if you was that person that was in a situation where you could have blessed someone, but you chose not to. God put you at the right place at the right time. He have given you overflow of what you have pertaining to that resource. And you choose to hold it to yourself. Well, guess what? That lady or that man can't buy the groceries so their family can eat. So as soon as he can get home with the groceries, as soon as they can eat. For all you know, they ain't ate it and none today. And it's 5 o'clock in the evening. But you could have blessed them. But because you didn't, or you chose not to, now he or her have to figure out, what am I going to do? How am I going to feed my family? Back in that situation again. So I feel like it could be prolonged, but understand like that does not, we're not the only ones that God will use. Like God will provide for them. But maybe it was a test to you to see if you was willing to give, if you was willing to be a blessing. You just prolonged that family eating. Or you was right on time. Because you was right there at the right place at the right time, regardless how much the tab was, no matter how much the bill was, you covered it. And now that man or woman can go home and feed their families. But if we're not willing to do, if we're not willing to give, we want to hold on to what we have, then that affects the person that God will always send our way, or the person that the path we will always cross to help save or set that or those individuals free. So the question is, when it comes down to the purpose and why you were created, are you willing to do it God's way? Are you willing to be a blessing? Are you willing to serve others in any way that you can? Are you willing to be obedient to the calling and the purpose why God created you? And once you make that mind up, then that two-way road that in front of you, it'll come so clearer in which direction to go. Choose wisely. Let's go.